patience is probably the best way to start them to get eating, yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is the Turtle Girl. Today, we're talking about what to do if your turtle isn't eating and how to actually get him to start eating his food if he has been refusing it. Now, if you're trying to find out like the actual types of food to feed your turtle or how to actually do it, then you can click the I button over here. I've already covered those in other videos. But today we're focusing specifically on how to get a turtle who isn't eating to start eating. So first of all, the biggest thing that I tell almost everybody is patience. Patience, 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 patience. Turtles are extremely resilient creatures. In the wild, they are what's called opportunistic feeders, as most animals are. They eat when they can, and they don't eat when there's no food around. And so many turtles can go a couple days and even weeks without food. So you really do not need to worry that much, especially if you just got your turtle less than a week ago and it's still not eating. It's mostly just because they're stressed of the new environment, they have a new home, they were just moved from what they were used to, and so they can be a little bit stressed and they just don't want to eat, but give it a couple days and usually they will begin eating. Now, if you have been patient and your turtle still isn't eating, he's still refusing food, it's been a week, then there are a couple things you can try to actually start getting him onto food. So the first thing that's pretty easy and will get most turtles to eat is actually the handy dandy Tuna Water. So this says chicken, it's actually tuna. You can read, see, it's tuna. Oh, but if you actually soak your turtle pellets in tuna water, you can see all my pellets back there. If you soak the pellets in that water for a couple minutes before feeding them to your turtle, the smell will really entice them to actually go after that because the tuna is very, very fragrant, and that's usually enough for them to start eating. Now, if they still aren't eating with tuna water, then there is other things you can try. The next thing is live food. Basically, if a prey item moves, a turtle is automatically enticed to try to go eat it because it's moving around, and that's kind of what they go after in the wild. So by getting an animal that moves, that they can eat, then that is extremely, extremely appealing to the turtle, and so they will naturally want to go after that. And so what I use is either earthworms, so basically I can collect these in the yard. You can also buy them from fishing shops and stuff. If your turtle is small, you might want to cut them up so that they're not choking on them. But you can just collect them outside. I have a couple holes poked in the top. There is a damp paper towel in there so that they can have some moisture, but do not fill it with too much water or else you can actually kill the worms because they breathe through their skin. And then you just put it in the refrigerator to make sure that they last longer, because if you leave them out, the worms will eventually dry out and they'll die, and it smells bad. Like, yeah, you don't want to do that. Just put them in the refrigerator and then they will last long. Another live feeder that you can try to use to entice your turtle to eat are actually things such as crickets and mealworms. And with those, because I don't want them kind of going onto the basking area and living, because turtles can't actually eat out of the water, I would use feeding tongs, and I would just hold it above the surface of the water, move it around a bit. The cricket will usually move its legs, and then the turtle will come over and snap that thing right up because they really do love live foods. Another live feeder that you can try is also fish, but I found fish are kind of faster, and so it's harder for the turtle to catch them, and so they might not be as enticed to actually eat the fish. But you can also try fish like guppies or platies. I wouldn't feed goldfish because they inhibit the absorption of vitamin B. You can also try things such as freeze-dried shrimp and other turtle treats like that, but what I've found is that there's very little nutritional value to those. Now, the one thing to watch out for with these live foods is that sometimes turtles will kind of get addicted to these live foods and continue refusing their pellets because they only want to eat live foods. So at this point, you kind of just have to tough love it and only offer them pellets, and after a week or maybe even two, they will eventually start eating the pellets again, and then you can slowly start reintroducing these live foods only as infrequent treats, maybe once a week. Now, there is actually one other factor that could affect how your turtle is eating, and that is temperature. So remember that turtles are cold-blooded animals, and basically what this means is that their metabolism and the amount of energy they are using is dependent upon the temperatures around them. So if your water is too cold or your basking area is too cold, your turtle might not either be able to properly digest its food or may just not need the energy from food, and so they don't really want to eat. However, this can be changed by bumping the temperature up a couple of degrees. This will help them be more active and use up those energy from food, and in turn make them more hungry to actually eat. So those are my tips for getting a picky turtle to eat, and remember, patience really is honestly the cure-all. If you wait it out long enough, eventually the turtle will start eating. And if you have any tips on how you got your picky turtle to eat, definitely leave those in the comments below so that others can see your experiences and maybe try some of your tips out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next Friday. Have a turtly awesome day. Bye!